A new global report launched by the World Health Organization, or WHO, warns that antibiotic resistance is taking place in every region of the world and has posed serious threats to public health and has become even more serious than the AIDS epidemic. China is one of the countries that abuses antibiotics. According to data released by the Weibo account of the People's Daily, the amount of antibiotics Chinese people consume per year is over 10 times that of Americans, which makes China the biggest antibiotic drug users. WHO strongly recommends that health workers and pharmacists prescribe and dispense antibiotics to patients only when truly needed. But traditionally, Chinese people tend to have a transfusion or drip and take many anti-inflammatory drugs as well, even for a very simple common cold. Pharmaceutical companies are infamous for hounding or bribing doctors and hospitals for unnecessarily pushing their drugs on people to increase profits, as the world just witnessed by the latest exposed pharmaceutical scandal. So how much do Chinese people know about antibiotics? What do people think are the reasons that account for Chinese people's abuse of antibiotics? What do people see as the harm of antibiotic abuse? Let's go to the streets of Beijing to find out.
I think this is because people have very little knowledge about antibiotics. After I found out about the dangers of antibiotics, I no longer give them to my children often. Taking too many antibiotics may destroy people's immune system. It is said that foreigners seldom use antibiotics unless they're seriously ill. Chinese people always use antibiotics to cure minor illnesses.
It's better to take the correct dose of antibiotics. Overdosing will just do harm to people's health. I think these overdosings are related to Chinese people's lack of awareness about safety of drugs. Nowadays we seldom do exercise, and when we get ill we want to cure it as soon as possible.
Some
news said that in foreign countries people seldom have transfusions. I myself seldom use antibiotics. I don't know why Chinese people use so many antibiotics. Maybe they think Chinese medicine is too slow in effect. I think doctors should take responsibility for antibiotic abuse.
Taking an overdose of antibiotics is very harmful. The reason is that many Chinese people have become dependent on antibiotics.
Antibiotics abuse can cause antibiotic resistance. As a result, the so-called superbugs may occur. I think from the last generation, Chinese people have gotten into the habit of using large amounts of antibiotics. Doctors are responsible for this because patients take what doctors suggest to take.
Some thoughts from the streets of Beijing there on the serious dangers of antibiotics. Coming up, Q&A. What's got Chinese net users curious today?